Hey guys, apologize. I am a week behind on reviews because I kind of had a sore throat the last week or so, so it was really kind of hard to talk for as long as I like to talk during these movie reviews. So I'm going to catch up real quick on a film that came out last week called M3GAN. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen the trailer for M3GAN by now, and it's, a premise that seems very familiar. It's about a killer doll, or in this case, a killer android. So essentially, the story here is that a little girl loses her parents, and it's up to this aunt who has invented some popular kids' toys, but she really wants to switch gears into this other like child caregiving doll, or a doll that will listen to kids and be their friend and help them through their different kinds of issues that they could have. And that's where M3GAN comes from. And M3GAN, I forget what the acronym stands for, but it's this doll that becomes companions with the kid. You get paired up, and they are essentially tied at the hip. And as these movies tend to go, the doll kind of sort of takes its prerogative and takes it the next step. So, protect the little girl, and eventually people are getting hurt and eventually killed. No spoil. I mean, I'm not going to spoil who gets killed, but the doll does some killing in this movie. Not as bloody as you would think, but still, the doll gets its hands covered in blood. So the story is really kind of something we've seen stuff before of. So I saw this in a packed house opening night that this came out, and the audience really dug this film a lot. It's currently sitting at 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I don't think the film is bad by any means. I do think it's a big bowl of meh. I got out of the film and I texted somebody and I said, I just, my review essentially was just meh again. I just thought it was meh. There is some interesting stuff in the film, talking about how we raise kids and how we listen to kids and how parents, use other forms of technology to kind of babysit their kids. So all that stuff is interesting. And I just personally, it just didn't all click for me. I appreciated what they did here and there. I do think they did a lot of interesting stuff along the way, but just as a big whole cohesive film, I was kind of bored throughout most of it. I was definitely a little surprised that the film doesn't really get into the murdery side of the doll till quite a ways into the movie. So a little bit surprised by that, and that's not really a big spoiler, but it is sort of a slow burn at first. You're really getting into these characters, like the aunt played by Allison Williams, Aunt Gemma. She, I think, is really good in the movie. She, has to play this aunt who's got, she's really wanting to, further her career. She wants to do this thing by inventing this android, and that's kind of what her goal and passion is right now at this company. But, she's also kind of thrust upon being a parent, essentially, by having to take care of her niece, who's played by Violet McGraw, who plays Katie, and she is outstanding. She is one of the best child actresses I've seen in a while. She, I think, hit every scene. She hits the emotion. She, has really interesting, really good range being so young. And I'm curious to see where her career will go down the road. So they have a really decent chemistry. And a big thing, that bothered me, though, on top of it just kind of being a big mad plot, is that it's predictable at a lot of times. And that kind of bugs me. I get it. You see a lot of movies, you're going to see a lot of the same patterns. And you see the same type of movie, there's even tropes and patterns within those. So it's kind of like a been there, seen it before. But, I wasn't the target demographic for this. I had high hopes for it. And it is less of a horror film, actually, and more of a sci-fi thriller to an extent, which I appreciate that aspect. Especially, if you're going in looking for blood, don't worry. You're not going to get a whole lot of it. You get some, but it is more of that thriller kind of narrative. And I find that part interesting. And if they decide to further this franchise, if it becomes a franchise, then I think this could go some interesting places. But I think on the whole, this is it depends on you. If you're into the kind of horror thriller kind of films, and you like a little bit You don't care if it's a little too generic or been there, done that, with the killer doll aspect of it. This might be up your alley. Like I said, I sat in a theater where it seemed like a lot of people really dug this. It just didn't work for me. And I'm going to give this film a C+. And remember, folks, your results may vary. You might like this way more than me. You might not like it anywhere near as much as I did. And I was very middle of the road on this thing. So just keep that in mind if you decide to end up going see it. And this film has been making money. And it's really, I actually appreciate a film that goes in with a small budget like this one and just rakes in all kinds of cash despite going up against like a big film like Avatar at the box office. So, I like seeing success stories like that, and hopefully we'll see down the line if they come up with a sequel. Hopefully they can take all the good stuff and keep running with that. And, so we'll see. And so, yeah, that is my review for M3GAN. What did you guys think? Have you seen this film? Are you interested in seeing this film? Like I said, I'm a week late. Sorry, I've been sick. I'm going to try to get every single film I see and do a review, even if like I'm a little late. I'm trying to be better about that this year. That's my resolution, is getting everything I see reviewed. I just feel like that's one of my goals. So, yeah, guys. So until next time, I'll be seeing you.